Something is not right about this story. Molly Miller and Colt Haynes go missing after an overnight police pursuit. And when their parents go searching for answers, they are met with a very strange code of silence. Molly Miller and Colt Haynes are missing, vanished after an overnight police pursuit.
I actually found out she was missing by Facebook, and I contacted her mother and asked her what was going on.
Con Nip, the man driving Colt and Molly the night of the chase, isn't talking. Nip is a guy with a long rap sheet and a bad rep. Family members of the missing couple went to Love County Sheriff Joe Russell for help, but claim he was trying to cover Con Nip's tracks. But why would the sheriff want to protect a criminal?
One of the obvious reasons is that he's related to James Con Nip. My understanding is that they're cousins.
That's right. Sheriff Russell and Con Nip are family.
He's just a dirty cop. He's kind of the overseer or the big boss.
Between Con Nip and Joe Russell, they have made a name for themselves in a way that makes people afraid of them, afraid of retribution for, if they tell what they know, that something bad will happen to them.
But Colt and Molly's families refuse to back down.
I just said, the heck with this. I said, let's go up there. Let's get some answers. We didn't care if we got killed. We didn't care.
Shortly after Molly and Colt went missing, Sheriff Russell did this interview with our affiliate, KXII. It's the only time he's talked on camera about the case.
Every time I tried to do something on the investigation, I was accused of trying to cover something up. So I just took myself out of action. If I get a tip of any kind, I call OSBI.
Now the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation has been brought in not only to solve this missing persons mystery.
The ultimate goal is to find Molly and to find Colt and to see to it that justice is done.
But to clean up any possible corruption.
Sheriff Russell was arrested on some criminal charges. And he's accused of basically letting his son, who has been convicted of meth dealing, deal meth, essentially out of the house. Not only that, use the sheriff's vehicle, which is outfitted with lights and a police scanner, to go deal meth out of that. That's what the FBI claims was going on.
And according to arrest records, the sheriff's cousin, Con Nip, is part of that.
And basically, he had a previous charge for possession of controlled dangerous substance.
What was the sheriff doing in his house, and what connection does Con have to that? I mean, who are these people?
To me, they're thugs.
Now the FBI moves in, and their investigation leads to an indictment of Sheriff Joe Russell on several charges, including 2 counts of corruption in office and 2 counts of habitual or willful neglect of duty. There are even allegations of the sheriff bringing young girls in bikinis back to his house, supplying drugs, and getting them to strip. A multi-county grand jury finds there's enough evidence of wrongdoing to prosecute the case. Great news for Molly's family.
I was very elated the day he was arrested, because I believe with his arrest, we will eventually get the answers we've been waiting for. I think it's a matter of time now.
And Colt's sister believes this arrest could lead to the break they've been waiting for.
With Mr. Russell, I don't think he's a factor in their disappearance per se. I think he is a factor in the cover-up of their disappearance.
While the sheriff's charges aren't directly related to the disappearance of Colt and Molly, his credibility is certainly being called into question.
I can tell you what I have heard from people in Love County regarding their sheriff and the investigation of this case. They have a lot of faith in the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. They don't have a lot of faith in the Love County Sheriff's Office. And after the arrest of their sheriff, Joe Russell, I can understand why.
Con Nip is also arrested and charged with endangering others while eluding police. And what does the sheriff have to say about his arrest, his cousin's arrest, and the allegations from Molly and Colt's family members? Apparently not much.
He literally has run not only from me, but from other reporters in this newsroom that have tried to talk to him. Very unusual behavior for that sheriff.
But Crime Watch Daily receives information that the sheriff is out of jail while awaiting trial. So we, of course, are looking for Joe Russell, the former sheriff of Love County, and this is what we believe to be his home. So we're gonna knock and see what the sheriff has to say for us. Joe? Joe Russell? Hello? Hey, Joe Russell. Come in?
Go in there.
Our private security with our camera crew lives in the area, and he knows Joe Russell and his reputation. He suspects danger on the other side of the door and warns us to back off. Sir, I'd feel more comfortable if you open the door.
I'm not opening the door. I ain't got nothing to say.
Well, sir, is there anything that you can tell us about the disappearance of Molly and Colt?
You stand on the porch all you want, but I ain't talking.
Well, sir, I can hear you, so you can just talk to me through the door.
No, I'm not saying no more.
But, sir, there are some serious charges against you. I mean, the charges are serious, accusing your son of running drugs out of here.
Oh, I'm gonna get you trespassing. Get off my plate.
All right, sir, nothing you want to say? Recently suspended, Sheriff Joe Russell isn't talking to us, but he will have to explain his actions to a jury of his peers. Do you think we're going to find out a lot more about the alleged corruption?
I really think so. I think there's going to be a lot more to it than just what we've heard so far.
And Molly may be a part of that.
Yeah, maybe.
I believe, with Joe's arrest especially, that we're going to get the tip we need to bring Molly and Colt home.
And there's one tip that may be the tip that breaks this missing persons case wide open.
This person's in a position that she might know a lot of information about what happened to Molly and Colt.
So who is this person who could finally solve the mystery? The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation is protecting her identity. Suspended Sheriff Joe Russell remains out of jail awaiting trial on multiple counts, including 2 counts of corruption in office and 2 counts of habitual or willful neglect of duty. He's pled not guilty. His cousin Con Nip has been convicted of possession of a controlled dangerous substance and endangering others while eluding police. Still defiant, making an obscene gesture to the camera while leaving court after being sentenced to 10 years in prison. Con Nip remains quiet about the night he took Molly Miller and Colt Haynes on a police pursuit down Long Hollow Road, never to be seen again.
I'd like to say to anybody that knows what happened to come forward, say something. Just tell us where they are. We just want to bring them home. We can't live like this anymore.
If you have any leads that will bring closure to these families and help solve the missing persons case of Molly Miller and Colt Haynes, contact the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation. That number is 1-800-522-8017. As of right now, Sheriff Joe Russell will face a jury of his peers starting this December.